All right, to the monologue. We look at small things as trivial, but in reality, the things we ignore come back to haunt us. Look at me. I was once a small thing myself, still am. Another example, a scientific paper predicted that the presence of SARS-like viruses in bats, together with the practice of eating them, is a time bomb. That warning was from 2007. Now a warning from me, 2014. 6 years ago in my book, Not Cool, on page 136, I warned readers of reusable shopping bags that one study linked them to a 46% increase in deaths from foodborne illnesses. They raised the risk by harboring viruses that could go from your bag to the food you share with your family. Reusable feed bags might have also killed millions of piglets 7 years ago by spreading a novel swine virus. Other research among humans shows how viruses spread with similar bags, making people sick. So why is this important? As states ban plastic bags, you're supposed to rely on reusables, which in a time like this ain't good. We're told to steer clear of contaminated surfaces, yet we carry one to stores, schools, workplaces, and put our food in it. Right now, it makes sense to postpone these bans. Hell, we're postponing everything else. It's a vector we can easily control. So here's the good news. We aren't running out of food, and we probably won't. The bad news, those bags you put that food in aren't helping. Some viruses spread through good intentions gone bad. The best intention now is to ask for single-use bags, plastic or paper. So Dana, my wife, comes home. She's got the mask on because we role play. She's very healthy, does all the hand washing, yells at me to take my shoes off, but she's holding the damn bags, the reusable bags with produce in them.
Yeah.
How do they, and I think we think that this is a good move, but it's not.
Because we are, there is concern about plastics in the ocean, right?
Yes.
That is a concern. Plastics in the water is a concern. But your book pointed it out. John Tierney at City Journal has been pointing out for years. Kim Strassel at the Wall Street Journal. So I always think about this. I get plastic anxiety as well. It's like with water bottles, things like that. But this point about the bags and carrying things around and everything, we know that it causes more problems. And so rethinking some of these things, it's not too late. You can do this. You can turn back things right away. The president's already shown this. One of the things they did in the last 2 days, they ended the regulations that didn't make sense in the first place, which was now doctors can work across state lines.
Yeah, amazing.
And how about telemedicine, right?
Yes.
There were regulations against some of that. And by getting government to get out of the way, you allow more competition. And my hope is that there will be some super smart people out there, maybe like Reagan, who's there on the couch, learning guitar. Maybe she'll have this amazing, innovative idea to come up with a product that's a solution that will help us have more biodegradable plastics. That would be ideal.
Yeah. So, Jesse, the problem is that we have to rely on people like me to wash my bags. Sometimes I wear the same gym shirt 3 days in a row.
Oh.
I just dry it out on the shower, Dana. So I'm going to do that with, people grab their bag and they just go to the place, and that's the problem, because you'd have to wash this bag every day, which is worse for the environment because of the chemicals you're using. And I've read somewhere.
I want to say something funny about your role play comment.
Yes.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I think it's just smarter if I just bite my tongue on that one.
And you can't hold my hand.
That's true. I'm social distancing myself from gaffes. Listen, like you said at the top, you have good intentions and then sometimes it backfires. Remember, they said you don't want to clear the underbrush out of these forests because it's bad. Well, then you have wildfires. Or they said you got to raise the minimum wage in New York City, and then they fire half the waitresses. So sometimes these things go the wrong way. I used to make fun of people like germaphobes, Jerry Seinfeld. How many episodes on Seinfeld did they make fun of his fear of germs? I mean, Kramer installing the garbage disposal in the shower and makes Jerry a salad. Or Elaine sneezes on the pasta primavera and gets the NBC executive sick. Or Jerry catches the chef not washing his hands when he comes out of the bathroom. These are things that you say, haha, that's funny. But now you look back and say, Jerry was right. This whole time, we just need to reevaluate everything that we've been doing. And after we beat this thing, we're going to look back and say, do we need to start having more people work remotely? Why are we living on top of each other in these cities? The handshake. Is the handshake an outmoded concept in this country? We're overly reliant on China. The borders are wide open. All of these things are going to have to be reevaluated one at a time.
Dagan, should they delay the ban?
Yeah, we shouldn't have the ban in the first place. It goes to your point. Who is making these decisions about banning plastic bags? You know it's some guy in a room going, let's stick it to the oil and the chemical companies. It's not based on any research, as you pointed out, that goes back, more than a decade, knowing that these bags aren't sanitary. I banned the handshake a while ago, just to tell you, because about 1 out of every 20 dudes who shake your hand want to do that weird little tickle thing, which is just creepy. And then, Greg, I'll leave you with 2 words, Darth Vader.
Yeah, very good. So, Juan, I think the good news is the problem here isn't food. I think we're going to do okay in this industry. It's the bag. How do you feel? Should it be banned? Should the ban be temporarily suspended?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can identify it as a source of spreading the virus, I would. I think that what you said there in describing it to the audience is it often gets dirty, filled up with microbes. You don't know what's in it, and you said it killed some piglets once, right?
Yes.
So I think that's very real. Now, I do think it's not a reason to say, oh, let's give up on this idea, because, you know, look, I think you can just look up in the trees in Central Park or any park in this country and you see plastic bags, and you know about the oceans. So I think coming up with biodegradable substances that could make that bag is a good idea. I just don't want us to use this as an opportunity to go back on lots of our efforts in terms of making sure that the environment, the fact that we see, you know, climate's rising, you know, oceans rising, we just can't give up. I think we got to stay focused on what we're already doing, make it better. Don't allow that to somehow communicate this terrible disease. Today I was shocked. I'll tell you the truth. I was shocked. It said 475 people died in one day today in Italy. It's hard to believe this is what we're going through as a world right now.